Now, here on the programme, I do love introducing you to musicians and bands, loads of them from all over Greater Manchester, working in really different ways because of lockdown, loads of different styles and rock and roll in a great spectrum. And the Manchester band Mercury Machine have just released their new EP. It's called Ascend. We're due to be headed to Osaka in Japan to play a music conference giving bands and musicians from all over the world a platform to perform in front of the Japanese music industry. Now, I'm going to be talking to Tim Burch. He's the lead guitar player in the band in a minute. But first of all, have a listen to them in action. This track is called This Calling. It's the new EP, Ascend. The EP's out this week. So from the band Mercury Machine, there's the track This Calling. The EP's called Ascend. Tim's with me now. Tim, good afternoon, mate.
Hey, mate, how you doing?
I'm sound, pal. First of all, explain this fascination that they have in Japan for British guitar bands.
Well, it seems to be something that we've connected into, and it was in part, to be honest, because we thought that it might be something that would work for us, because you can hear we've got a fair bit of synthesizers and the guitar going in as well. So how it sort of came about was we've developed a bit of a relationship over, with all the online stuff now, and contacted some bands in Tokyo, and then developed a bit of a pen pal relationship, in particular with a band over there. I would get the name wrong, but they're called Anna Kana, and they're based in Tokyo. And through them, it turned out that their manager runs this Japanese music conference, and so he got to hear what we're doing, and then through him, he's obviously liked what we're doing, and we got invited to this. So it worked out pretty well. But they do seem to like the music. I know a lot about it as well. I've certainly found that with the conversations with this band that we're now sort of mates with.
Well, I've got mates in a band, they're called Fast Cars, who were around in 78 when I started with the Salford Jets. And they actually, up to relatively recently, they were still going to Japan. And they're a sort of new wavy punk thing, like a lot of us were at that time. And it's not rock and roll, say, American rock and roll. It actually seems to be they love Brit bands, don't they?
Yeah, it is, and it's something. It's something about the sound and the image as well. They seem to get into, which is, it's great. It's definitely a good thing because it's such a big market over there as well. I think it's a huge market.
What's your thoughts about the fact that you can't actually go at the moment?
Oh, look, for us as a band, I think, like you were alluding to there, really, we haven't been able to get together and actually practice. We're based in an old mill out in Droylsden, so we basically would usually be practicing, obviously, a hell of a lot. We've not been able to do that. We're happy that, and even the new EP, we have to work out new ways of doing that and get parts across to each other. So it's part of that whole thing, isn't it? It's trying to deal with what the reality is at the moment. But to be fair, that the guys that are running it, they're organising it so that we can still do this streaming live. We can still get the people that we want to hear the music in Japan listen to it. And the other great thing is, when we're streaming it live, we're going to try and do that from a venue in Manchester, so we're sort of representing where the band's from as well, and then try and put that in and beam it out there, and then anybody can tune in from anywhere and watch it.
Tim, though, just from an emotional point of view, everything that I'm doing musically outside of the radio has been postponed. Dates that I was going to be doing towards the end of the year, November 2021. And I don't think I'll sing live now this year. I'll be very, very surprised. And I've had some really amazing gigs that have been cancelled. How do you feel about, because you're a performer, you're a rock and roller, it's all about, being in front of people and that emotional link. How do you feel about at the moment you can't actually do that?
Yeah, it is. It's stifling. There's no doubt about it. It's a difficult. And to be honest, it's also the thing, like, the guys in our band, people have got jobs, they're doing that, and when we get together and play together, that's a massive release for us in our lives as well, and the ability to go out and get in front of people who like music. So that's the other thing that I guess is a bit challenging at the moment, because we love getting together as mates and playing music. That's that's a big part of why we're doing it.
I wish you, Tim, genuinely all the very best, mate. Let's hope that your wait to play live isn't through until next year. And all the best with the EP, and all the best, hopefully, next year with some adventures in Japan. Take care, Tim. Cheers.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Bye. Pleasure, kid. Thank you very much. Tim Burge there.